Hello coin enthusiasts, and welcome back to NT Coins World, where we dive into the fascinating world of numismatics. Today, we're talking about two very special coins that could hold significant value in your collection: the 1970D State Quarter and the 1983P State Quarter. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, these quarters might surprise you with their rarity and potential worth. In today's video, we'll explore their history, minting details, possible errors, and most importantly, how much they could be worth today. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. Let's begin with the 1970D quarter dollar. This coin is part of a unique chapter in US minting history and has become quite sought after by collectors. The 1970D quarter dollar was minted at the Denver Mint, and its initial release was primarily a part of everyday transactions. However, due to its age, as well as a series of very specific factors, it has managed to attract the attention of coin collectors and investors alike. The 1970D quarter dollar saw a mintage of approximately 470 million coins. While this number seems high by today's standards, it's important to keep in mind that a significant portion of these coins were either circulated extensively or eventually lost. Coins like these, in fine condition, are harder to come by, especially considering that many quarters from this period have been heavily worn down or damaged over the years. The term fine condition refers to a coin with some moderate wear and tear, with the details of the coin still visible, though not as crisp as a mint state coin. In this state, the 1970D quarter might show some flattening on the high points of the design, but the lettering and imagery should still be recognizable. The 1970D quarter comes from a period of change in US coinage. The United States was moving away from the older designs featuring figures like Liberty, transitioning into more modern representations, including the iconic design by John Flanagan of George Washington's profile. Washington, of course, has remained the face of the quarter since it was first released in 1932. This design, however, began to face some wear, and the composition of US coins, including the quarter, has undergone significant changes over the years. Quarter would undergo revisions in the following decades. At the time of its release, the US was dealing with significant social changes. The Vietnam War was still ongoing, and political turmoil was common. Economic changes also contributed to the increased production of certain coins, including quarters, as a result of inflation and the rising costs of minting. Interestingly, the 1970D quarter is not without its share of interesting errors and varieties. One of the key varieties to look out for is the double die obverse error, which occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly during the minting process, creating a double image of the design. The most notable features of this error would be visible on George Washington's face, where you might see a slight doubling of his features or the date. If you come across a 1970D double die obverse quarter, it could significantly increase its value. Other errors could include off-center strikes or plancher errors, where the coin was struck on a defective metal disc. But these are rarer to find. If you happen to stumble upon a high-grade error coin, it could easily fetch several $1,000s at auction. So how much could the 1970D quarter be worth? In fine condition, these quarters generally range from $1 to $3. However, the true value comes with finding coins with notable varieties, such as the double die obverse or those with minimal wear. In these cases, a 1970D quarter could potentially reach values as high as $50 to $70 for pristine error specimens. For those of you fortunate enough to find a high-grade version with minimal wear and tear, we're talking about a value of anywhere between $25 to $50 on the open market. As the years go by and as this coin becomes increasingly scarce in better condition, its value could rise even further. Now let's turn our attention to the 1983P quarter dollar. The 1983P quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and like the 1970D, it's an essential part of US coinage history. While the mintage of the 1983P wasn't as high as its predecessors, the coin has a distinct place in numismatic history, and comes with its own set of challenges and opportunities for collectors. The 1983p quarter dollar had a mintage of approximately 500 million coins, which again might sound like a large number, but many of these coins were used in everyday transactions, heavily circulated or destroyed over the years. Coins that have managed to survive in fine condition are now considered valuable, as they're harder to find due to the wear they've endured. A fine condition coin will have noticeable wear, but the design elements should still be identifiable. You'll see less detail in the hair, facem and drapery of George Washington, but it should still be legible, especially when the coin is examined under magnification. The 1983p quarter, while not as rare as some other dates, still has a lot of potential, especially when well preserved. The 1983p quarter represents the era of Reaganomics, a period of economic change under President Ronald Reagan. The early 1980s were marked by inflation and rising national debt, and coins from this period were part of a system that was still trying to recover from the economic difficulties of the 1970s. In the midst of all these changes, coin production had to keep pace with the economy's demand. The year 1983 also marked a time of some unique shifts in coin composition and production techniques. The US Mint was adjusting to new production methods, and by this time, the country was well into its post-silver era, with most coins being made from copper and nickel rather than silver. Like the 1970D, the 1983p quarter also carries some interesting varieties and errors. One of the most exciting errors to look for in the 1983p quarter is the wide rim variety. This happens when the die used to strike the coin is slightly out of alignment, causing the coin to have an unusually wide rim. Coins like this are highly sought after by collectors, as they are much rarer and can be a real treasure. Other errors you might encounter include off-center strikes and die cracks. However, these are rarer, and any such coins could command a much higher value. So, if you find an off-center 1983p quarter, you could be sitting on a potential gold mine. For the 1983p quarter in fine condition, the typical market value ranges from about $1 to $3. However, the key to making this coin truly valuable lies in its condition and any unique errors or varieties it might display. If you have a coin with an error variety, such as the wide rim or a major die crack, you could potentially see your coin valued anywhere from $20 to $50 depending on its rarity and demand from collectors. For coins in near mint or uncirculated condition, especially those with error varieties, market prices can climb much higher, sometimes reaching $100 or more, depending on the coin's features and the specific error. As we wrap up today's video, we've learned a lot about the 1970D and 1983p quarter dollars, two coins that, while not as common today, still carry immense historical significance and great potential for value in the right conditions. Both coins, while minted in large quantities, hold great appeal for collectors due to the rare opportunities for finding error coins or those in excellent condition. If you're lucky enough to own one of these quarters, or you're looking to add them to your collection, be sure to check them carefully for any unique features that might boost their value. A little research, patience, and attention to detail can make all the difference in the world of coin collecting. Thanks for watching today's episode of NT Coins World. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more in-depth looks at the most valuable and unique coins in the world. Happy collecting, and remember, every coin has a story, and you just might hold a piece of history in your hands.